Hello! You're listening to the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast, and we have somewhat of a new episode for you guys. We're calling it This Week in Gaming, and as you can probably guess, today we're going to be talking about our last week in gaming, you know, what we've been playing, news we've heard, and other random fun topics that might come up along the way. As you know, I'm not doing this podcast by myself, so I have the, songbird of our generation, Paul.
I have been called the songbird of my generation, but I'm not going to call you Dad, Todd. Not even if there's a fire.
I would say you're a mix between Fergie and Jesus, somewhere in between there.
That's accurate. Do you want to do Karate in the Garage?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. And our other host, I believe it's pronounced Pam
Pan flutes.
Never mind. It's Josh.
Oh.
Okay, guys, kicking off the show. Oprah, Barbara Walters, and your wife, Love, Marry, Murder.
Are we really doing this?
No, okay. I just wanted another Step Brother reference.
Oh, I didn't even remember that being in the movie. My bad, Todd. I need to go back and watch it again.
I've been telling you that for weeks, and that's why I brought it up.
It's one of my favorites.
Go back and watch it.
You guys missed my reference when I described PUBG as a raccoon stuffed with blue cheese. Because doesn't he say it smells like a raccoon stuffed with moldy cheese?
In
Step Brothers.
What?
No, in Step Brothers, when the guy farts and he's like, "Oh, that smells so bad. It smells like a dead raccoon stuffed with cheese."
I remember him saying.
Not remember that.
I remember him saying, "Your house smells like Bengay and barbecue sauce."
Oh, are you? Wow. I really hope I'm not thinking of a different movie, because then I'm really going to sound dumb.
I think you're thinking about Anchorman, where it's like, oh, this is worse than when the raccoon got stuck in the copier.
No. Pretty sure he describes it as a raccoon stuffed with cheese.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
if not, I'm trademarking that phrase right now.
Raccoon stuck?
In any case.
That would be gross. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. This week in gaming, the episode's starting strong. What have we been playing? What have you guys been playing?
I have been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima. I am fully samurai now, boys.
I don't know I haven't heard of that game until you and one of our friends brought it up.
It's great. It's the only reason that I have kept my PlayStation 4. Like, honestly, at this point, there's no PlayStation 4 games on the horizon after this game that I have seen that I have any interest in whatsoever. So this is like the end of the era for me.
The last game? The game you're going out on?
But I 100% walk around my house now as like a samurai and then like challenge my children to like duels and stuff like that. And then I talk like a samurai and they just shake their heads at me and then they run away. So
is it just God of War but Samurai Edition is what I'm imagining?
God of War meets Assassin's Creed meets Witcher with samurais, yes.
So open world.
It's beautiful. It's open world. It is honestly one of the most beautiful games I've seen on the PS4.
Have you played Human Fall Flat on the PS4?
Oh, okay. This is the second most beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, but this might be a game that I need to borrow from you, Josh.
I'll sell it to you for $45, Todd, because that's the going rate for a used PlayStation game when it's still popular. Actually, friend discount, I'll give it to you for $44.99.
I'll give it to you for $50.
It's very generous of you, Josh.
This week I've been playing a lot of The Cycle because the Season 3 patch came out, which a lot of changes to like how the characters run. They've made slight changes to the maps. They added a beautiful station at the beginning, so it's kind of like Destiny 2 running around the tower. So a lot of changes. I think all of us have been playing it a lot. We've been flirting with the top 100 in this game, which has been pretty fun because I think the highest I've gotten up with was 55, and then I didn't play for a couple days and I fell off the leaderboard. But yeah, it's been, I mean, we talk about the cycle a lot, but there's a reason we do.
It
yeah, that
repeating.
It's kind of been our go-to game lately. And can I tell you guys a funny story when I was playing duos with our friend Andy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so in our friend group, we probably have like 6, maybe 7 guys who like to play the cycle. And one afternoon, no one was really available except our buddy Andy. And so he says, hey, do you want to hop in and play some ranked duos? I was like, sure, no problem. Now, Andy shares an office where his kids also have computers and sometimes play in there. And so apparently Andy's son, Nathan, who is 8 years old, decided to jump in the cycle because he saw that his dad was jumping into ranked duos. So Andy clicks to queue us for ranked duos. Nathan queues solo for ranked duos. We end up placed in the same match.
Oh,
all right.
Goodness.
So, of course, we immediately notice. I hear Nathan yelling in the background through his dad's headset, Dad, I'm in your match. We're going to go against each other. And I said, tell your son right now, Andy, that I am not going to hold back and I am going to murder him if I see him. No hard feelings. It's just, business is business. So sure enough, halfway during the match, one of the high point contracts drops for the central station. And Andy and I both say, all right, let's go do central station. I hear Nathan yelling in the back, no, Dad, I'm doing central station. And sure enough, I pull up. I immediately see Nate the Great pull out my advocate, goodness. And I'm shooting, and I'm just yelling to Andy in Discord, I'm sorry, Nathan, tell him I'm sorry. And I gunned him down mercilessly. And I told Andy, I said, that did not feel good, but I did just murder your son. So, yeah.
That is awesome. We actually play with Nate sometimes as a 4th in squad. He's
good.
Legitimately pretty good for being 8 years old, man. So props to Nate, but
yeah,
that's hilarious, man.
That's funny. Like, I don't feel good while I'm doing this, but like, I'm going to kill your son.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'm sorry. It's happening.
Did you teabag him afterwards?
No, but there was that 5% chance that if Nathan killed me, I would probably just quit, because if an 8-year-old is going to beat me in the cycle, I don't think I could handle the hit to my pride. So I was a little nervous for a second.
That's hilarious.
We actually got to play with a listener the other night too, which was really cool. We were streaming, and a guy that's been listening to the show for quite a while was watching the stream, and we needed a 4th, so we invited him on, and that was fun, man. It was cool to hang out with Code Red. So props to you, Code Red. That was a good time.
Yeah, hopefully you developed a love for the cycle along with us, right?
Yes, exactly. More so us than the cycle, surely.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about this game, but for us, it's maybe me, like especially, but I was getting fatigue from battle royales, and this is close to a battle royale where like it feels the same, but it feels way better. Like there's not as much like randomness or like just getting lucky. There's actual skill, and I don't know. We've talked about Apex, Warzone, PUBG, but with this game, like this trumps almost every battle royale in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, we tout it a lot, but for good reason. It's also free. So, I mean, we can't recommend it enough. Take our recommendation, give it a shot. I mean, obviously a game's not going to be for everybody, but this game is gaining immense popularity right now, and there's a reason behind that. It's a really, really solid game. So if you haven't yet, do yourself the favor, check it out. But speaking of battle royales, Hyperscape. Have any of you guys played that lately?
I've seen some footage. I haven't played it yet. Paul, I believe you said you've played it.
I did. I downloaded it and I played one match with my 10-year-old son. So I have very limited experience so far in Hyperscape. I wasn't too crazy about it. What did you think, Josh?
I have played about 4 matches. The first 2, the first match, I died within the first 3 seconds, and I was like, this game's stupid.
What?
And then, yeah, I know, it was terrible. And then I was playing with a buddy of ours. It was his first time playing too, so we were trying to figure this out. But by the third, fourth match, like, I actually had a lot of fun. It was very chaotic and fast paced. I don't think I can wrap my brain around another battle royale. Like, honestly, like, I would just play Warzone or Apex if I really wanted to play a battle royale. Like, something new would have to come along that is so vastly different or brings a mechanic that I just fall in love with for me to really want to dive into something besides Apex or Warzone.
Right. So I haven't played it. Like, what's the new thing it's bringing to the table? Because it has to have something.
Verticality and fast
mobility.
Yeah. Like,
you can turn into like Hammond. You can like pop into a ball and you can like roll away from people. There's like different jets that shoot you up in the air. It's definitely more vertical.
Yeah.
You sold me at Hammond.
Yeah, I knew that would appeal to you. You know what? It has one mechanic that I thought was really neat. Normally, when you play a battle royale where you're searching for weapons, once you get your loadout, you're just kind of done. But what's kind of neat in this one is if you pick up a gun that you like I remember I had I think it was a shotgun called the Ripper or something. And then I found another Ripper and it said press and hold to combine. And it actually upgrades your current Ripper. And I thought that was kind of a neat idea. So that way you're still looking, if you find the same weapon, you can actually upgrade and get like a bigger extended magazine or whatever it might be. And I thought that was kind of creative. I had never quite seen that in a game before.
Yeah, I feel like that has like reminiscence of like old school games where like you can combine stuff to upgrade it. But I don't know. I might have like a weird memory. Like, I can't figure out what it is, but I feel like I've played a game that's done that a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Mega Man, where you get to take their powers?
I don't know, man.
I just threw out something completely random there.
I don't think that's on that. Similar at all.
I don't know.
Shout out to Mega Man 2, one of the best games of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you know, this game's by Ubisoft too, so it's got, you know, a big name behind it. It's well done. I just don't see myself really getting into it. I'm not starved for yet another battle royale to play, and I don't think it does enough differently that it's gonna drag me in.
Well, you did say that a battle royale would have to be awfully different and unique to play, and there is a battle royale coming out here in the next few days.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Paul with the segues. Guys.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Yeah.
That game looks phenomenal. I am super excited about that game. Please let this game live up to my expectations.
I hope. I'm so excited about this game. I'm a little worried. Like, it seems a lot like Human Fall Flat, just Battle Royale style.
Yes.
And the problem we had with Human Fall Flat is it was really fun for about an hour. And then it just slowly became less and less fun over the next 4 hours or however long we played that game. I'm afraid that will happen to this game. Like, you're a blobby dude and just running along. Like, do you guys think it's going to have like a content or a repetitive nature about it that might just get old too quick?
We should explain what the game is first, just in case people have not seen the trailers for it. Paul, you wanna run with that?
Oh, sure. So if anyone's familiar with like the show Wipeout, which has been kind of popular on Netflix lately, or back in the day, whatever the acronym was, MXC, where it's like these crazy obstacle courses where people run and they get hit by moving giant arms on a moving platform and it knocks you out into the water, things like that. It's an obstacle course similar to that, but it drops 60 people at once. It is technically a battle royale because players get eliminated until there's only one person left as the winner. And so the game is very colorful. It does look similar in animation style to Human Fall Flat. And it will be interesting to play a very different type of battle royale because there's no weapons, there's no shooting. It's simply run, survive, reach the end, and try not to get eliminated. It does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, it seems as much Battle Royale as it does like Mario Party.
It's very similar to Mario Party.
That's what the initial impression that I got was Mario Party, but like 60 people. And then the obstacle courses and some of the levels reminded me of Most Extreme Challenge, like instantly. So it's like Mario Party meets, like you said, like Wipeout Most Extreme Challenge with a very colorful, like human fall flat type world, like cartoony world. I think it looks phenomenal. Like, I really hope this game is going to be as fun as I think it is.
Well, in talking about human fall flat, there is one thing in this game that I don't know if you guys know, because I've watched a lot of footage about Fall Guys. Did you know that you can grab another player and pull them backward?
Oh, no.
So I saw footage where you try to reach the end and you jump up and grab a crown, and one guy was not going to let his friend win because his friend was right in front of him, and instead he grabbed him by the shoulders, yanked him back, and another dude jumped in and then won that round. So
that's funny.
Now
we're gonna get some shenanigans.
If it means some rando guy winning, I would never do that to you guys. If it means taking you guys out so that I can win, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Fake news.
That is
not
would
true.
Gladly rather some random person win than either one of you, and I'll go on record right now and say that.
I 100% agree, and I would definitely grab either one of you to prevent you from winning if it's not me.
I just want to know, is this game esports ready?
I think this game's going to have way too much randomness built in. Like, they literally have the one where there's 5 walls and only one of them opens, and you have to try to run through, and you might burst through the door or you might get blocked. And that's just completely random. I do worry about some of those types of mini games where it's totally random, and that's definitely not going to be, something that's appealing in the esports world.
Well, in my head, I have that this game is esports ready, that there's going to be a large esports scene, and I want to throw my hat into the ring for being an announcer. Because that would be the cushiest, funniest gig, is just announcing basically like Most Extreme Challenge esports style.
The announcers have a lot of fun on that show too.
Oh yeah.
I just love like what I think the trailers for this and some of the gameplay does really well is the levels look insane. Like, you're running uphill up a big slope. One level, there's giant pieces of fruit that are flying down this slope.
Yeah.
And just bouncing along and then just wiping out players that just go flying off. There's spinning walls. There's pistons that are pushing people off of cliffs. I mean, there is a lot in this game that looks like it's going to lend itself to some very hilarious moments. I have concerns that what is the longevity? How many times can you play it? How many levels can you go through before it starts to feel like it's just the same thing? Like, hopefully that doesn't happen,
At launch, there's going to be 25 mini games, and they did say they're going to release more every few months. And so 25 does sound like a lot, but I think once you're doing it, once you've done like the Hungry Hungry Hippos type of mini game that you kind of see in the trailers, once you've done that 2 or 3 times, you kind of know what it is. So I do wonder, once you've done all 25 a couple times, it might start to lose some of its sheen by then. But for $20, I can't help but think you're going to get at least 5 or 6 hours of entertainment at minimum.
That's the kicker for me too, is that they price this game perfectly. Like, it's not even a question in my mind that for $20 I'll pick it up. If they had said, hey, this is a $40 game, at that point it's like, man, that makes me think a little bit longer. Like, at that point, like, am I going to get my money? But $20 is fine. Take my money.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And it's going to be close. It, like, with the mini games, like, they are going to come out with new mini games. But the hard thing I have with the gameplay footage that I have seen is all the way up until the end, there's still like 20, 30 people. So how many people get eliminated, like, each round in between? And how many rounds? Like, I have so many questions. How many rounds are like in an entire game, if you're going through 4 or 5, the 25 is going to run out quick. If you're only going through 2, then like that 25 is going to last a long time. So it's going to feel like a ton of new content. And like the end game, is it like 1 or 2 people fighting for the crown? Is it like 20 people fighting for the crown? Like, I feel like I just don't really understand from the gameplay footage that I've seen, like how this game actually plays out.
Yeah, I'm not too entirely sure. I was under the impression that it's 3 rounds to cut down from 60 to 1. So I don't know if it's like 60, 40, 20, and then a winner. But that does worry me that they eliminate people round by round, because that will not be terribly conducive for playing with friends. If we all, I don't know if you can queue as a group or not, or maybe you all just click queue and hope that you join the same match. But if one person gets eliminated in round 1, I don't know if they can spectate or not, but it does seem like that might limit group play just a tad.
How awesome would it be if they let you, if you were eliminated, if they let you trigger like walls rotating and pistons firing and fruit flying? That, like, honestly, that would be a phenomenal idea to let people like control the board, so to speak.
Or like
everyone
a rotating
would gang up on one person.
Yeah,
like he's already in last, and everyone's still hitting him.
Just keep knocking that guy down over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be a very, very funny game mechanic. I also saw in some of the gameplay footage that all the players were divided up into 4 different teams. Like, they were all wearing matching colors, so like red, green, blue, and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, like, you can, like, I would like if everyone in my party was on the same team as me in those like kind of larger team battle formats.
Be an interesting option. As much as I want to throw you guys off the cliff or, you know, drag you down right at the end, it would be cool to be able to actually team up and work together too.
Yeah. I mean, in most battle royales, they need to release a solo, duo, and squad option.
Yeah. Well, this game comes out August 4th, which is nice. I mean, that's not that long of a wait either, which is really nice. I mean, we've got a couple weeks and then we'll know for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to play it. All right. And then on my radar, I've talked to you guys a ton about this. I've been looking into Dead by Daylight, and oh my goodness, guys, I played a round today and I'm sold. This game is going to be an amazing group game.
You know what's funny about this? And this could have made like the Never Have I Ever, but I have never played this genre of game. I have seen like Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight. I think it looks great. Like, I don't know how this is just one of those genres that escaped me that I've never played or known anybody that's played it. And so I'm really excited. I mean, we picked it up cheap. You were the one that got everybody hyped about it. And I've heard amazing things, but I've watched like a couple gameplay videos on it, but that's the extent of my experience with this.
Have you never played Until Dawn?
Nope.
All right. After you're done with your samurai game, Until Dawn, you can pick it up for less than $5 for
Todd,
sure.
Once a
and
samurai.
It's an amazing...
Always a samurai. I'll never be done. Until I'm done with the game and I sell it to you.
Yeah. Until Dawn's a great horror game that's on PlayStation 4. But yeah, this game looks super fun. There's like a variety of like monsters you can be, which I really like. Like, it definitely pays homage to a lot of the classic horror movies. And then from what I can tell, which I've only had very limited experience with, like, you can, like, there's so many ways to play this game. Like, there's perks, there's like a whole bunch of different things. Like, each monster has their own like pros and cons to them. Each survivor has their own pros and cons to them. It seems like a puzzle game, like, or like a hide and go seek game that's high stakes.
You know, I don't want to be a naysayer or anything.
No.
I am not as pumped about this game as you
Really?
guys are. Yeah. So I
there's
am
no guns.
I am on record. First of all, I don't like games that are dark in subject matter or contrast. All right.
Oh my goodness.
This game is very dark, literally and figuratively.
I've played levels where you're in a laboratory and the lighting is adequate.
Okay. Adequate. All right. I hear you.
Not so convincing at
So
all.
all I'm saying is that this is not my general style game. I like playing fun and happy games, not so much like playing hide and go seek with a serial killer who's gonna throw me up on a meat hook hanging from my collarbone. Like,
Okay, the meat hook's a little weird. I'll give you that.
It's more incentive to not get caught.
It's a little macabre, but I'm open. I'm open to the idea of it. I will play it. I have an open mind, but it's not exactly my style game. But I do think it would be great fun if everyone in that match are friends of ours and we're all in Discord together. I do think that would be a blast. So we just need to convince 2 others to go pick it up.
And I think that's where the game really shines, is just shenanigans. Like, Paul, a while ago, you were pushing like a space alien-ish game.
Yeah.
That seemed similar to this. That's why I thought you would be on board.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to like horror games in general. Like, I liked the Dead Space series and Resident Evil, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
It's because the last dark game Paul played was Hunt Showdown with me, and then instantly returned it.
And you mean Remnant?
Yeah, or no?
I returned
well,
both.
yeah, I am Remnant actually. I'm sorry, I keep blocking
Wait,
out
what
Remnant
is
from my
Hunt
memory.
Showdown?
Hunt Showdown's a cool game, man. It's where you're like 2 like monster hunters, and you work together to go take out these like super tough like monster bosses. And if you can do that and then escape the map, you win.
And then evac. It's kind of like a 2-man Tarkov. You always join as duos. Yeah, you try to get the loot and get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Dead by Daylight seems like a very interesting, funny game that I'm sure we're going to have fun with if we can get a couple more people in. I also saw when I was like looking into this, No Man's Sky is adding some like darker, like psychological horror-ish elements to the game. Or
Which
maybe
sounds
not psychological
really cool.
horror.
Yeah,
It's
I don't think it's
like Alien, like the movie Alien-ish. That's what I saw it described as.
Yeah, I read some of the notes on that, and if I remember right, they basically say there's like these derelict freighters that you can come across out in space now, and if you like go in to salvage whatever is inside the freighter, you can add that to your ship or your colony that you build, but it is kind of scary. Like, I don't know what that means in the No Man's Sky sense, but I think they're trying to make these freighters look real creepy.
Right.
And who knows what's inside of them, but that game just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. I think that's a game we're definitely going to have to cover in the future.
Yeah, I can't wait, because
Absolutely.
that's a game that's really, really come a long way, and they just keep adding stuff to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be there wasn't multiplayer. Now there's multiplayer. And then there was like, now there's space combat. There's ground combat. There's like, they even added a thing where you can get like huge mechs and like walk these mechs around the surface of the planets and stuff. It's crazy.
Like Fallout 4?
Yeah, like giant mechs to move around and help you base build and I guess fight and stuff like that too. Yeah, there's a ton of content in that game.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end it there. This was our first This Week in Gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know on Twitter if you did or didn't enjoy it. We'd love to hear feedback from you guys on Twitter at MultiplayerPod. And if you haven't subscribed to this podcast, you can find us pretty much on any platform, just, Multiplayer Gaming Podcast.
Smash that subscribe button.
Oh,
There we go. That's what I was waiting
guys.
for.
I knew
I'm
you were
glad
baiting
Paul
one of
was
us.
there.
I knew
Yeah.
what you were doing.
All right, guys. Well,
you
that
took
was
that bait.
Someone had to do it.
all right. It was fun hanging out this week, and we'll see you guys Monday.
Google fact check. Josh is right. Raccoon stuffed with cheese apparently is from Step Brothers. So +1 to Josh.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm wondering if it's a
can't
deleted
believe-
scene. I do not remember that line whatsoever.
I threw that out there and I was so proud of myself, and it just went over both of your heads, and I just didn't say anything because then I was like, they didn't get it.
Well, I'm sorry, Josh. You were correct.
Your apology is fully accepted.